It's game time once again. Welcome to another episode. We're here at Magdalena High School with the boys basketball team and head coach Jory Mirabal. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming down.
Let's dive right in and talk about this team. What kind of squad do you have this year? You're averaging over 70 points a game. You're ranked high in the polls, putting up good numbers. What kind of team do you have?
I would say, if I was going to sum it up in one word, I'd say very unselfish. We play a team concept on both ends of the floor, and I think that's where we have most of our success.
Who's getting it done for you individually, and what kind of makeup do you have? Do you have a lot of seniors? Is this a young group? I've seen some video of some high flyers, guys who aren't afraid to throw it down occasionally.
Right.
Who's getting it done for you?
So I think that goes back to my first statement. We're very unselfish. On a given night, it could be anyone. Any of our starting five could have one of those breakout nights and have. And so I think right now we have 4 kids averaging double figures, and it's the first time in my career at a small school where you have all 5 of your starting 5 can dunk a basketball. So that's kind of exciting for us. So
Something I can't relate to.
right. So yeah, it's a fun game for these guys because they're so unselfish. So on any given night, any of them could step up. We have 3 starting seniors and a senior that comes off the bench that helps us. We have 4 altogether. So
Looking at the roster, there are all some Miraballs listed there. What's it like to kind of be in a situation where you get to coach your own kids?
I've been doing that for a while. My oldest son graduated, so it's kind of been a family thing for when I was coaching before I even was married, and so our kids have all just kind of grown up being a part of a coaching family. I never thought when I first got into coaching that I'd have the opportunity to be able to coach my son, but it's been a great opportunity.
Is it a challenge? What's the hardest thing about it? What do you love about it?
It just fits right into what we do as a family. I mean, we're so involved in the school anyway. There's not really that separation. I feel like I've got 11 sons behind me, so it's just part of a family thing. So,
what kind of style of play can we expect to see from Magdalena this year?
We get up and down. It's kind of a traditional New Mexico style of basketball. We're going to try to push tempo and get up and down the floor and see how many times we can get a look at the basket.
Well, you've gotten a look at several baskets, and a lot of them went in. Magdalena also played in the M Mountain tournament. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Magdalena remained perfect on the season after picking up 3 wins in as many days at the M Mountain Invite. Magdalena posted victories over East Mountain, Mesilla Valley, and host Socorro, winning by an average margin of 29 points over the course of the tournament. Owen Olney, Kyle Julian, and Jackson Mirabal each made the all-tournament team.
What time is it?
Game time! Welcome back to another episode of Game Time. We are here at Magdalena High School with the boys basketball team and head coach Jory Mirabal. You guys played in the M Mountain tournament, but you also hosted your own event earlier this year and gave out something really unique for the first time ever. Explain to the people what that was and where the idea came from.
So several years ago when we started trying to get kind of our tournament ramped up, our past AD, Sam Olney, and I had talked about some ways to try to get some teams here. And one of the things that we had talked about early on was presenting all tournament belt buckles to the team. Since it's a steer stampede and we're out here in the country, we thought that might be kind of unique. And we finally got to a point where we could make that work. And so this year we awarded our all tourney teams, girls and boys, championship belt buckles. So that's kind of cool.
Really special and unique. I'm sure it was well received too.
Yeah, we've actually had several teams contact us and want to come to the tournament next year to get some of that.
That's one way to bring them in, right?
Right.
If things hold true to form and you keep winning, keep putting up good numbers, and you reach the postseason, what do you want your team to work on between now and then?
So every day in practice and in games also, we're trying to be the best version of us. And that's what we talk about every day in practice, individually and collectively as a group. Coaches and myself, we've talked about it in our own personal lives as well. And that's just something that we're trying to get that mindset, not just for the court, but in life itself. How can we be the best version of us? And so that's a day-to-day task. And hopefully when we get to the state tournament, we've made some ground from where we are now until where we need to be, come March.
You were a great version in March of 2015 when you guys won it all. In fact, ran the table, the last boys team to go undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. What do you remember about that year, and what does it take to kind of get that done?
That team was very similar from a mindset standpoint to this group. We felt like we had some unfinished business from the season before, and we had a group coming back that really took that day-to-day approach. This group, I think, it mirrors that in some ways. We were an 8 seed last year, and we met Pecos the first round, and they showed us some things that we obviously needed to work on, and so we've been approaching that from that time through the summer and into the off season until now. And so I'd say there's quite a few similarities to the two teams.
Yeah, and you'll meet Pecos again coming up on the schedule. What sort of challenge do they present, the defending state champs?
So the 3-hour bus ride up there is a challenge, right? Playing on somebody else's floor, especially a program like theirs, we have a lot of respect for them and what they've been able to accomplish the last several years. And like we talked about as a team, you don't win a state championship on your home floor anyway. So it's a good chance for us to go up there and measure ourselves against the best.
And lastly, does this group you have this year have that magic, have that chemistry, have that talent to go all the way and win it?
I think we do. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to fall into place, right? Every year, I think when you get to that top 8, all of them are there for a reason. And last year was that way. I felt like anybody in that top 8 could win it. This year, I think there's a bunch of us chasing Pecos, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the season. Good luck, gentlemen. Thank you. We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
I thought I was pretty tough until I became a father.
Oh, I hate those things.
What do you mean you hate
Real toughness is knowing when you need help.
We've all been there. Fried nerves, no sleep. None of us do it alone. If you need help, you've got to ask for it.
We need to fight for our kids' futures. It's up to all of us to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Connect with resources and support at pulltogether.org.
Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today.
New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs can help you save money and use energy more efficiently. Your furnace is essential for those colder seasons. Natural gas is the best way to heat your home. A natural gas furnace offers exceptionally even heat. It also costs less than most other heating systems. Have a high-efficiency heater or boiler installed by a participating contractor and earn up to a $375 rebate. For more information on New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs, visit nmgco.com.
Welcome back to Game Time. We're here at Magdalena High School this week. While their boys basketball program won it all back in 2015, getting a state championship is very difficult, as many high school coaches will attest. In fact, there are teams all around the state that have never had the opportunity to lift that blue trophy. But this year, there's a girls basketball program up north that could make a run at it.
At the gym in Penasco, a boys' championship banner hangs from 1981. The girls have a pair of runner-up banners, but no championship. They hope to change that this season.
We all want a state title, and that's what we're looking for.
We've been wanting this for a long time, and with a coach like this, she inspires us every day to work hard, and she believes in us, so we believe in ourselves now.
That coach is Mandy Montoya.
Get there, be quick, be balanced, knock it down, get your rebound, hustle, and let's go.
Oh, her, she's, I'm just kidding. She's great. She's taught us a lot of new things. Like being a senior, I wish I had her my younger years.
That's a big, strong move for a post. Good job.
She's always motivating us and a leader, and she's determined, and she's very competitive too.
Right off your fingertips.
Montoya took over the program after 4 years coaching at Northern New Mexico College.
I think for the past couple of years, I kind of thought about going back into high school. Kind of missed the atmosphere, I guess, being around the kids all the time. Good, Naomi.
This group doesn't fit the mold of previous Penasco teams.
We're not your typical Northern New Mexico group. We have some size with us, and our size are able to kind of play the guard spot and get up and down the floor and push in transition.
They might not be your typical Northern New Mexico team, but they won the NRG tournament this season.
It meant a lot going against Pecos because they have been a top team, and especially since last year they beat us, so we really wanted to prove that this year we're going to come back stronger.
Penasco is loaded with talent and experience. They have 7 seniors on the roster, led by post player Carly Gonzalez, who averages a double-double.
Carly Gonzalez is probably one of the top posts, I think, in the state. You know, she's one of the top posts I've ever even worked with, even at the college level. When I got her, when she started working out with me, she really didn't know a whole lot. So we've been working a lot on her post moves.
I've noticed that basic skill work that she's taught me, that just trusting the process has really paid off.
You know, she's super quick. She's a 2-time state champion in cross country. So, you know, she has the athleticism. You know, she runs our break half the time. So she's just a basketball player.
Along with talent, this team admittedly plays with a chip on their shoulder.
There's definitely a chip on their shoulder. I mean, I coach like that. I mean, I've had doors closed my whole life, whether it be inexperienced, female, whatever it was. This is a very hard profession to get into. And I think they kind of took that on too, especially because of their failures from the past. So yeah, we definitely play with a chip on our shoulder.
People are like, oh, they've made it to state for 4 years. They haven't done anything. They're not good. But this year we're coming out to get that championship.
Penasco is putting together one of the best records in the state, but their eyes are on the big prize.
The success has been fun, but at the same time, we're just trying to build every day brick by brick. Everybody needs a ball, and we're going our finishing. I think from May 18th, the moment I got the job, one of the things that I've told them is, you know, we got to trust the process, and every day just brick by brick. Get there, one dribble, and extend. Ready? Go! Hopefully by the time March comes around, that foundation is pretty solid.
Do they talk about winning a state title?
We talked about it since day one. You know, I think every year you should go in and your goal should be state. If you're not trying to win, then I don't know what you're playing for.
This group is playing for the Blue Trophy. If they get it, they'll be a part of school history.
Switching gears, the state wrestling championships will be here before you know it. The annual Joe Vivian meet, which is kind of a precursor to state, takes place this coming week at Manzano High School. Last week, the annual Conflict at Cleveland took place with some of the top programs and wrestlers from around the state. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
28 schools took part in the annual Conflict at Cleveland Wrestling Tournament. Here are a couple noteworthy performances. Mason Box of Carlsbad finished first in the 152-pound division. The defending state champ picked up a semifinal pin and then beat previously unbeaten Alex Holguin in the final. Carlsbad finished second in the team standings. Cleveland's Tristan Mascarenas was named the boys' outstanding wrestler. The 2-time defending state champ cruised through the 113-pound division with 3 pins and a technical fall in the final. Cleveland was the overall team champ on the boys' side. Here's a look at the team standings. On the girls' side, Miyamura dominated. Yili Aycock was named the girls' outstanding wrestler. She's currently unbeaten 19 matches into the year.
Lastly, I wanted to tell you about a contest we're having. It's the NMAA 24/7 app Download Challenge. The challenge is on. Which school can get the most downloads of the NMAA 24/7 app? Take part in the NMAA 24/7 app Download Challenge presented by Fiesta Auto Group. It could win your school some money. Starting this week through Sunday, March 8th, we want to see which school can get the most downloads of the best tool to follow high school sports. The winning school will receive $1,500. A winner will be announced for a big school division, Class 4A and 5A, and a small school division, Class A through 3A. The winning school in each of the 2 categories will be awarded $1,500 at the NMAA State Basketball Championships. There are some rules. First, you have to download the NMAA 24/7 app and register. It's easy. Download the NMAA 24/7 app at the App Store or Google Play. It's free. And make sure to follow your favorite team at your school. You must follow at least one team under the My Teams section. That way we can count your download. Go to your profile on the app and click Edit My Teams. It's just that easy. Also, make sure your notifications are turned on. Once you've done that, then tell your friends and family to do the same. The more downloads your school gets, the better your chances are to win. It's the NMAA 24/7 App Download Challenge presented by Fiesta Auto Group. Good luck, and make sure to let your community know to download the NMAA 24/7 app. It could result in $1,500 for your school. Also, help us spread the word of Gametime. It's the most comprehensive high school show out there. We have new episodes every single Tuesday on our website, nmact.org. Until next time, here's your meme of the week.